Hey guys, what's going on? Kel back here again, representing the 40k YouTube channel, your one-stop shop for everything Warhammer 40,000 related. Today we are going to be discussing some of the new rules for the Imperium. This is going to cover things like Custodes, Sisters of Silence, and Officio Assassinorum. Because there are several parts to this, and the article does go on for quite a while, me and Carl have taught, and we're going to split it up into two different bits. So if you want to know about the Custodes part, click this part. There will be a separate video to the Sisters of Silence and a separate video to the Assassinorum and a separate video to everything else in between. So stick around, guys, and I hope this video answers the questions for what you need. But before we get going, as we always do, we like to give a shout out to anyone who's liked and more importantly subscribed to the video recently. It's been a huge boost. Thanks very much, guys, for all your comments as well, and thanks very much for tuning in on this video. We hope that this video gets as a good a response as the rest have, and if you're new to the channel, treat yourself. Subscribe to one of the quickest growing 40k channels on YouTube. Be part of the channel from the start, and at the very least, if you could hit that like button at the end of this video after you've watched it the whole way through, we would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, we'll go into some of the new rules for the Imperium. And start with the Adeptus Custodes, Sisters of Silence, and Agents of the Officio Assassinorum are all hunting Fabius Bile through the ruins of the Cadian system. To catch that slippery villain, they're going to need some tools. Fortunately, War of the Spider brings them plenty. And we've got a picture here of some Custodes. I think I've played Custodes once when Carl had a Custodes army. Can't remember any of the units. I know there's they're like the Emperor's protectors, the Emperor's golden boys as they're called. They watch over the golden throne and the Seat of Terror and things like that. They are, like I say, the Emperor's golden boys, and they'll do pretty much anything the Emperor psychically tells them. So the Adeptus Custodes are the chosen of the Emperor, have a whole host of tricks up their shiny golden sleeves, starting with stratagems. The Adeptus Custodes have been blessed with a range of new stratagems that will really make them feel like the bodyguards of the Emperor. Each is a true hero of the Imperium, so shouldn't they be able to perform a heroic intervention? Yes, we should. So for 1 CP, we've got Fraternity of Heroes, Adeptus Custodes stratagem. Any custodian would place himself in peril to protect his brothers without a moment's hesitation. And it says, use a stratagem at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Select one Adeptus Custodes unit from your army more than 1 inch away from any enemy models. That unit can immediately perform a heroic intervention as if it were a character, but must finish the move within 1 inch of one or more enemy units. Okay, so basically, you can set one unit of Custodes up as a character and allow them to perform the heroic intervention, which I believe is 3 inches, unless there's a different one. Some of them let you do heroic interventions within 6 inches, but I'm thinking that this is going to let you do heroic intervention within the normal 3-inch range. That's good. The Custodes leap into battle like it says above, and allowing them to have more flexibility and for more of them to do heroic interventions is good. That's good. Fluffy, I like that. So the next bit, use this on your Alarus Custodians. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Alarus Custodians. To make a crucial intervention and turn the tide of a combat in your favour. Sometimes, though, you just need to bring the firepower. True. And this one is Superior Fire Patterns for 1 CP. And this use a stratagem in your shooting phase. When an Adeptus Custodes infantry unit from your army that did not advance in your previous movement phase is chosen to shoot with. Until the end of that phase, models in that unit make double the number of attacks with rapid fire and pistol weapons. Okay, that's cool. So if they're taking the time and they haven't rushed forward, they can put the lances down. I'm not quite sure what the weapons are called. Bolt spears, bolt lances. Everyone knows what the Custodes weapons look like. And they can put them down, heads down, put the speakers down, and fire double the amount of shots. And for only 1 CP, yeah, for 1 CP, that's cool. I know Custodes armies aren't normally very big because they're a high point cost, so anything you can do to add more shots into a Custodes unit is cool. So got a Custodian Guard, note nobly defending an objective, and a sea of enemies bearing down on them. Show them just how a Guardian Spear, that's what they call Guardian Spears, can do in the shooting phase. We've got Shield Hosts next. The really exciting development in War of the Spider is the option to field your Adeptus Custodes as one of 5 Shield Hosts. Each has a unique Warlord trait, relic, and stratagem that reflect its background. For example, the Shadow Keepers watch over the dark cells beneath the Imperial Palace and can take the Lock Warden Warlord trait. So here we go, we've got Warlord trait of the Lock Warden. And it says, when resolving an attack made by a character model against this Warlord, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Okay, that's a good start. When resolving an attack made by this Warlord against enemy character units, subtract 1 from the saving throw, including, in brackets, invulnerable saves. So when resolving an attack made by this Warlord against an enemy character unit, subtract 1 from the saving throw, including invulnerable saves. That's cool. I like that. So when a lot of characters, I mean, it might only be 1, and it counts towards invulnerable saves, but let me tell you something, 1 on invulnerable saves can make a massive difference, especially if it's a low one, like a 3-up invulnerable save, and they've used a stratagem to make it better. So it might have started at a 4, but there is stratagems you can use with certain armies to make that invulnerable save, that one, better. And if you're coming along with a Warlord trait that negates that and it pushes them back up, if the other person has forgot about it and spent that CP, then sucks to be them, because you're going to knock their invulnerable save down by 1. And yeah, let's see what we've got next. So put this on your shield, Captain, and watch as they go head to head with some of the most dangerous threats that the galaxy can throw at them. Maybe you prefer the fast-moving, quick-striking Solar Watch. Their way of war is emphasized with their relic, an extraordinary Guardian Spear. This is a relic of terror. It's the Swift Silver Talon. So, what we got? Model with a Guardian Spear only. So as long as they've got the Guardian Spear, they can swap it out. A model with this relic can shoot and charge in a turn in which an advanced or fell back. All right, okay. So it gives, you know, the character more flexibility. As long as they're advancing, they can shoot, they can fall back, they can shoot and charge and shoot. That's cool. The Relic of Terror replaces the Guardian Spear and has the following profile. So it has 2 profiles, right? It's got a shooting and a melee one. So the shooting part has 24-inch range. It is Assault 4, Strength 4, AP -1, and a flat 2 damage. Okay, so with normal Custodes, I'm sure they're hitting on 2s, possibly re-rolling 1s. You're going to be wounding on things like 4s and 5s, but you're getting 4 shots, and it's a flat 2 damage. That's what you really want. So as long as one gets through, you're doing a flat 2. And in melee combat, it's obviously range and type is melee, strength is +1, AP's really good -3, and damage is D3 damage. So it's really powerful in close combat. And adding that onto the Warlord, where people are going to be getting a -1 to their invulnerable save, that's going to show through in battle reports, I'm sure. So this gives some incredible tactical options. The enemy thinks you're too far away to charge them. Advance, charge, and then wipe that grin off their face. Alternatively, join the emissaries Imperatus tasked with personally delivering messages from the Emperor. In-game, they can be guided by his power. Okay. So for 1 CP, we've got the Emperor's Hand, Emissaries Imperatus Stratagem. Most Custodes who join the Emissaries Imperatus do so because they profess to see visions of the Emperor guiding them in their dreams. Some even find that this guidance flows through into their waking hours. They claim to feel the Emperor's own hands upon their weapons and voice in their minds, exposing the weaknesses of their foes. So for 1 CP, use a stratagem in any phase when an Emissaries Imperator's unit from your army is chosen to shoot or fight. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made by a model in that unit, ignore all negative hit roll, wound roll, and armor penetration characteristic modifiers, and any benefit to saving throws as a result of cover from that attack. Wow, that's cool. For only 1 CP on Custodes, that's a really powerful stratagem. It's going to make Custodes armies more durable and more hitty than they already are. And like I said earlier, with not having many models on the board, then you're going to want to hit and knock out units as quick as you can. And in 9th edition, when it's talking about having more command points, you're going to have more flexibility and more opportunities to use stratagems like this. So it uses when an enemy unit is cowering in cover and blast them into pieces in the name of the Emperor. And we've got Lords of the Shield hosts. We've got probably a character there. Sorry, I'm not up to date with Custodes characters and stuff like that. So whoever that is, I don't rightly know. And of course, you'll need someone to lead your shield hosts. And War of the Spider includes an option to promote one of your shield captains into a captain commander, costing just a single command point. This allows you to personalize your leader of your army by giving them a captain commander trait. Maybe you'd like them to have the constitution of an amble. Okay. And we've got Indomitable Constitution. Add 2 to the rune characteristics of this model. Okay, yeah. I know there are some Custodes models that come with a crazy amount of wounds because they have the ability just to go into close combat and hold their own for a couple of turns and just smash things to bits. If they've got 2 more wounds on top of that, cool, yeah, all for that. Or perhaps you prefer them charging into the enemy hordes and cutting down all who stand in their way. So you can have that top one, or Masters of Melee. Whilst this model is within 1 inch of an enemy unit that contains 6 or more models, increase its attack characteristics by 2. So if you're going into hordes or anything, like it says there, with 6 or more units, you're going to get an extra 2 attacks. And if it's your Warlord, you're going to have that -1 to saves and that Silver Talon Spear, and your Warlord's going to be 1 buff character on the board. As you can see, you can customize your Adeptus Custodes army to your heart's content. But you know what's better than some of the Imperium's finest clad in gold? Even more of the Imperium's finest clad in gold. Moving on to the Sisters of Silence. But like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a video just for the Custodes, for those people who want to hear about the Custodes. And the Sister of Silence will be following in a video very shortly. I'll do a quick edit on this one, and I'll put the Sisters up within the next few minutes. But yeah, any Custodes players out there, let me know what you think. I'm not a Custodes player, like I said, but I think this gives the Custodes a lot to use. It'll give them a lot more survivability, a lot more flexibility, and a lot more options, especially in 9th edition with the upcoming updates to the amount of command points you get. But let me know what you think. And let me know, me and Cole, know what you think in the bottom. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are the pluses? What are the minuses? Get some discussions going, and me and Colin will read all your comments and reply to them as soon as we see them. And again, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button. Hit that like button now and treat yourself to a nice big blue thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you like this video, you can see how much content we do every day. So please subscribe if you want to hear from us as regular as this. We'll be doing them every day, like I said, and when lockdown eases and we can do more, battle reports will be going up left, right and centre, including Colin's beautifully painted, which I've seen pictures of today, Chaos Knights. When you see these knights and how good they look, you will want to watch this channel every single time. They look amazing. I mean, I thought my models looked okay. These knights that Colin is going to put on the table to face me, A, they look scary. And B, they just look amazing in the colour schemes that he's done. So subscribe, click that bell notification, so when these knights do make an appearance on the channel, you'll be first to know about them. But as always, guys, this is Kel on behalf of 40k saying thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and until next time, we'll see you later.